Hi, Rosies. I'm Ro.
And I'm Z, and I'm here to tell you that self care is not selfish. I'll show you how I put myself first with my mind, body, and soul. Well, we're back, Rosies. And this is my self care planner. This is a planner from Rongrong. I absolutely love the cover. I would say generally, last year, actually, 2025, you guys, if you've been with us for that long, well, if you've been with us long enough, you know that I did a lot of decorative planning in my self care dashboard planner. And I migrated from that planner to this planner when there was that great lock-in situation. And I
You mean
started,
COVID?
huh?
You mean COVID?
No, remember the great, was that migraine? The great lock-in. What's the, is the great, okay. Anyway, the great lock-in, they started like around September, October of last year. And in one of the videos, I said I was going to do it. And I did. I did, but I just didn't document it. So self-care was upfront and foremost on that. So I'll show you what I've incorporated in my self-care planner. Now, this again is Rongrong at her finest. I love this has, I mean, as far as decorative planning, this has to be my favorite aesthetic. The self-care, the self-love aesthetic. I have the self-love affirmation cards. I bought the midnight washi pet tape set. I have the the sticker book, and I have the pet tape in addition to the pet tape that came with the set. So I'm telling you, I love this setup. And I'll tell you why I like it. One of the reasons why I put self care first is in 2023. February 4th, 2023, things changed. And that's when I realized that I had to put myself first. I had entities that used and took and take until you're exhausted, emotionally exhausted. And it took me a long time to include therapy, to know to set my boundaries, to know to put my needs first. Now, a lot of people may find, well, just get your hair done, you feel good, and that's true. But there's more to that for me. And this planner, I think, will continue that practice. Now, this is a 3-month planner. So for the first 3 months of the year, I'm going to use this every day. After that, I'm believing that this planner will set the tone for putting my self-care needs before anything else. So let's go through it. Of course, this is the name page. I've decorated with the box set that I got from Rongrong, the washi and pet tape. Then this is a letter to myself.
Mm.
I thought it could all fit here because this is where the letter to myself starts, but I'm like, this is not going to fit. All I need to write is not going to fit here. So I started here, but anyway, had to go down to this part. But this is a letter to myself. I wrote it out on December 26th, and I'm not going to reread it. This is going to, I'm going to read this in 2 to 3 years and see where I moved or what goals or what I've accomplished since writing this letter to myself. I encourage you guys to do that too. Cloth and Paper had their December intentions box had a blank paper and an envelope for the subscribers to write a letter to themselves that you could open whenever you want to open in the future. And I thought that was a smart idea, but apparently everybody, but a lot of people are incorporating that in their self care needs. So I did my letter to myself. Again, I decorated with the pet tape, uh, washi tape here. Now, here are some of the self care areas that I intend to work on: the physical, emotional, professional, spiritual, psychological, social, environmental, and financial. These are all not going to be incorporated in the self care planner. But for instance, the financial, I have a budget planner that takes care of that. The spiritual, I have a faith planner that handles that. The professional, I have a work planner and a work journal that handles that. So this is just things that I know that I'm going to be working on, not necessarily in the self care planner. Now, these are some self request reflection questions that I've answered. So these questions, as you can see, I've already written in there and I responded to them. I'm going to tell you this: a lot of these self care questions and focus areas takes time for you to answer truthfully. If you are honest with yourself, what are you going to do? This is not just, well, at least not for me, it's not just filling out just to fill out and show the public. So if you're intending on getting a self-care planner or this particular planner, ensure that you're going to be honest with yourself and you're going to take time to dig deep, to reflect, have your self-reflection questions. Now, here are some of my self care goals, and then there's self care activities that were included in the planner, some self care notes, and self care process that I have here, things that I do to process my feelings I have here: acknowledge and understand, express and release, regulate and soothe, and seek support. In 2023, I had to do all of this and seek support. I went to therapy. I've been going to therapy at least for over a year because I needed professional help just to shepherd me through the emotional chaos that was going on. And as you can see here, there's a Rongrong journaling card that I added because there were more notes that I felt that I needed to add for this particular section. Again, this is time to dig deep if you want to put yourself first. This is not just about getting nails done. This is not about getting your hair done. This is not about me time, which is good. I'm not knocking that because you need it. But this is more feeding your soul. So I make sure that whatever I needed is documented here. Now, this is the gratitude practice. I put some list of things that I would be grateful for. And this is, it doesn't, it's not, this is not part of the wrong, as you can see, theme, but I've had this meditation in that I created this meditation project follow up steps. And I figured I'll add it here because it's my self care planner. I'm intending to incorporate meditation in my self care. This is the problem with me. And I don't know if this is the same with you. Let me know in the comments.
Excuse
I
me.
started, I start a project and I do so well. And then, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore because meditation is tricky. Meditation is quieting the mind. And
I can't.
when you first start, it's like you hear all that mind chatter, but practice is key because by the time I was in my second month of meditation, that mind chatter quieted. And then the third month, it was even more quiet. And then what happened? I quit. Oh, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm too tired. I don't want to do that. So I'm back. I'm back with the meditation. Then here I have lessons to clear my chakras. Listen, Rosies, I bought the encyclopedia of chakra cleansing. So I want to get the energies, the bad energies and the juju out of my body. So I'm going to clear my chakras or help some way to assist that. So that's that. And this is, like I said, this is a 3-month planner. every day there is journal prompts. So I'm gonna go, okay, I'm gonna go to those journal prompts here. So this, I already filled out this part, but that's for the new year. Here, there's a focus section. I am walking into the season with an open heart and steady faith. I no longer cling to what has ended. And that's a good starting point for the new year. Since that's the focus, I have that focus written every day for a full week. So I know that that will be my focus that week. Now, things may change with things I will do, appointments, feelings, meals, but that's what I'm trying to do with regards to the focus. Now, the daily journaling routine, this is where the meditation comes in. I intend to use meditation and journal about it. Now, it's not going to be some thesis. Oh, I got my third eye open. It's not going to be that. It's just, it's just, I just want to journal my progress in meditation. Where I had a lot of thoughts, I wasn't breathing correctly, that sort of thing. And that's going to be daily. Now, and that's, listen, like I said, this is every day. So every day you have a daily journal routine. Now, at the end of the week, you have a weekly check in, and there are questions that you answer for during that weekly check in. And then you start your self care plan for the next week and your weekly journaling routine. And that is repeated every month for 3 months. And then you have a note section in the back. So that is self care journal with Rongrong. However, you know, Rosie's, that I got to take it to that extra. I got to take it there. So I'm not just doing self-care. Oh, and I forgot to show you. This self-care also includes my monthly tracker. And here, okay, so you see that I have things already checked off. That was when I was doing my the great lock-in. So I actually started in October. So I have my skincare, I have my novenas, which is in my faith planner, my meditation, prayer, devotion, hair care, and fitness. So keep track of if I'm doing supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. If for my fitness, I said go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, do physical fitness every day. Some form of physical fitness. And I'll get it done because I gotta walk my dog. So even if I don't go to the gym, I'll still get my physical fitness in by just walking my dog every day. So I just want to make sure that's there. I want to mention my hair care and my hair care journey. I have not taken care of my hair for a long time, and I need to focus on that. So I am trying to make that a priority, and I put it in my self-care journal to ensure that it's a priority. So yeah, we're working on it. Okay, having said all that, close this up, and we're moving to cloth and paper intentions journal. Now, you might have seen me with this journal before because I did a whole video on it. This journal is the journal that I will use for what I've called, and I've taken this word from Iyanla Van Zandt. This is for my spiritual hygiene. Now, when I say spiritual hygiene, I mean things that feed the soul and nurture the soul and better the soul. So things like journaling about what is abundant in my life, journaling about forgiveness, what does that mean to me, journaling on the sense of betrayal, those things that bother you, that ding at you, that's where this journal comes in. Now, I know that some of you may find that that's a lot, but again, this is only 6 months. And the thing that I like to do at the beginning of the year, particularly with journals, is and is that I like to hit it hard at the beginning of the year and get it out of the way to set the tone for the rest of the year. I have been using cloth and paper intentions journal. This is the third year I've been using it. So I've had it in 2024 and in 2025. It came in a subscription box and then they had it in the shop. It's no longer in the shop. I checked, it's not there. But as you can see,
So how did you get the other one?
I ordered two.
Oh.
So when I ordered this one, the 2025 one, I ordered two. So and then 2025 here. I find this journal to be so soothing to your soul. Aside from my faith journaling, this is second to none. I mean, not second to none. This is second to that because it really goes into why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. Are these feelings valid? and and my response to those feelings, a response to certain situations in life, whether good or bad. So this intentions journal is what I use for the spiritual hygiene. So this is, oh, and there are other fun things too. I mentioned I have the Rongrong affirmation cards.
Mm-hmm.
There are 50 cards here. And listen,
Have you
I'm
started
intended to,
it or no?
I've never used it, but
Mm.
that's the problem to do the affirmation. So here, if you let me get a let me see if I could let me find a regular page that I haven't written on it. Okay. So if you look at cloth and paper intentions notebook, there's a brain dump section, accomplishments, gratitudes, and reflection. And then there's tomorrow's intentions. What I do here is sometimes, like, was it this one? Yeah. Like this, I just do a brain dump. I do a complete brain dump and I just write what's happening or what's going through my mind that day. But sometimes I do follow the prompts in the journal. This bottom portion where it says tomorrow intentions, I don't write tomorrow's intentions there because sometimes I don't know. But what I use is affirmations. And I like to put an affirmation in that space, and an affirmation or a quote that is related to what I went through that day. And that's what I put here. And you remember those. See, that's why I like to do that. And I mentioned this in my video for my faith journaling. I don't like randomness. I'm not minimizing other people's experiences and their likes, but I'm not a person who likes getting the random scripture of the day because my scriptures have to relate to something I'm in or doing for me to remember the scripture. And that's the same thing for quotes and affirmations. If I'm going through something that day and I just get a random quote and I write it down, it's not something that I'm going to remember or stick with it. But if it's something that I'm going through and the quote hit it right on the nail, it's something that will trigger my memory to keep that quote in the database in my head. So yeah, this is what I'm intending on doing and journaling for 2026. I've already decided on the topic for January, and that is abundance. That topic has, listen, that abundance has been a nemesis in my life because in 2023, the word of the year for me was abundance. It was anything but. The only thing that was abundant that year was stress. And after that year, I said I would never do a word of the year. And as you can see, I've not done, you haven't heard me speak of a word of the year, but there are lessons that I need to learn from abundance. And that's what I'm using in the month of January. So that is it. That is where I am in my self care journey. I want to also mention that I do fun things. It's not all about journaling and digging deep and all that stuff. I got this die from Cloth and Paper a while back. It has these numbers on it. And what I'm intending on doing is I have this sheet with different ways that you can use self care. And I'm tending to number them and place them in my self care planners. Just something fun to do maybe on the weekend. So, yeah, that
Okay.
is my self care and spiritual hygiene planners and journal. I encourage you guys to take time and put it in yourself. There are people that are going to be near you, people who are going to claim they love you, family, work, and a lot of these energies take, and deplete you. You
Mm-hmm.
have to put yourself first. You have to do it for yourself. And I'm telling you, 2023 was eye-opening for me. I'm not going back to where I was before. I'm sticking to putting myself first because being having self-care is not selfish.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.